Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's happening, everybody? I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. Jay Moore, the healthy accountant, help you to account for your life. And today, here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how to bring your vision closer to you. Right. And this is a lesson that I'm actually living right now, because I finished something last week. And then now it's like, okay, so where do you go? Or how do I get that closer? How do I continue to push forward on where it is that I'm going? Because man, it just feels so close, but a lot of times it's still a bit far off. So guys, let's jump right into this. Last week I did the first ever Good Accounting Challenge, and in the challenge, here's the interesting thing for me is that this is a culmination of a vision, like a vision that I got of a destiny that would be coming. It's just that the thing about destiny is that destiny, you may not always get to live the whole thing, but your job as the person creating the destiny is to keep moving towards it. So here it is. We got this destiny, and the world's most successful accounting organization, helping people to account for their life and their business, right? That's in essence who I've been over the past, few years or whatever. I do this podcast for that reason as well. And here it is, when I started last Monday, it's like, wait a second. Then I get hit with the flu. My thoughts are discombobulated because guys, I'm not feeling well, right? And think about this. When you start something and you have all this clarity, and then all of a sudden your mind is full of mumble jumble. And that's exactly what could happen, right? Like, because I'm sure you've experienced that before. So here it is. You want to bring your vision closer to you. And then you start the vision, and then you start implementing the vision, and then you get to a point where you finish something, where I finished this particular thing that I was starting, which was the challenge. But here's the thing. The moment you finish, it's like, okay, so where am I in the vision now? Like, have I gotten there yet? No, I'm not quite at the world's most successful accounting organization, helping people to account for life in their business. I just got started. Wow. Like, a lot of times we want to experience the full magnitude of our life, our vision, our destiny. We want to actually feel that. We want to get to that point. Like, come on now, good and well. Like when you have your vision, you're a purpose-driven person, entrepreneur. You're moving, you're shaking, you're doing, and who doesn't want to get to the point where you just have all the stuff? I was listening to one of my mentors recently, and it's not as hard to have. It's not as hard to do things. What is most difficult is becoming that person that can do and have all at the same time. And when I think of, and I'm sure when you think of your vision, it's like when I think of my vision, this destiny, I'm like, man, that's a pretty big person. That person is pretty big. Like, here we are on a Sunday morning, we are the week of Thanksgiving. We are 41 days until this year will come to a close. Can you believe that? How close have you gotten, or how close are you to your vision? How close are you to your destiny? And I would challenge you today, right? Here's my challenge for you. The challenge is, you're going to have to start over. I'm going to say it again. My challenge for you is that you have to start over. You're like, what do you mean start over? Like, I got to start over you got to start over just like every week, you got to start over. Like whatever you finish, you can't finish anything the same way. You got to come back and say, okay, do I need to keep working on this? Like the challenge, I have to keep working on it. Now, what's good about doing it the first time, I call it like almost my beta. Man, I think I understand it more, right? Because when I went into the challenge, I could see it. I could see it. Now I can see it. Now I'm like, oh, now I'm really seeing the problems that we're solving. Now I'm really seeing how we can help people to discover, things about themselves as they are moving in their business. Look, because at the end of the day, when you think of accounting, most people think of accounting like, oh, bookkeeping. Oh my God, you may even think of taxes. Guys, that's at the lowest level of what you have to account for. The lowest level, right? Because if you don't account for the stuff at the higher levels, that low stuff won't mean anything to you. I see it every day. I see it all the time in business, wherein those things have to get done, and people do them. It's just that what they really have to do, the things that they really have to account for, they're not doing them. Think about that. Most of us aren't doing the stuff like if I would have accounted for from the beginning the identity of the person that I had to have, the character, how I'm supposed to act in business. Oh my goodness, how many mistakes would I not make? I'm not saying you don't make any mistakes, but how many mistakes would I have not made had I understood just the first step, the identity? That identity. And then you move, and then you think about, you start a business and you have an idea. Most people aren't accounting for that idea because what happens is you think the idea, most of us think the idea is at the lowest level. Like I thought the idea of my business was a financial accounting. That's not the idea. That's not the idea. The idea of my business is not that. So when you think of when you look at the business that you're in, it could be, construction. It could be real estate investing. It could be realtor. It could be hairstylist. It could be accountant. It could be consultant. It could be coach. Whatever those is, whatever it is. At the bottom of the pendulum is the operation. The bottom, like what do you have to deliver, is at the bottom of the pendulum. So if all you focus on is at the bottom of your pendulum, most of us would be unsuccessful. Most of us would have a mediocre business. Most of us will at some point look at our destiny and say, well, wait a second, I'm not there. Like, why does it feel like I'm so far away from my destiny? And you won't know. You won't even have a clue because which I didn't know. I didn't account for all the other things, which was identity, which was the idea, and then connecting myself with the idea and the destiny. And that's probably one of the most, that's at the highest level of value, there. Understand the communication game, understanding how the words you speak, the words you think, the words you hear, and how those words are going to shape your business, and they shape them no matter what. Like it doesn't matter. Like they're just going to shape your business. You're like, wow, my business looks horrible. Man, nothing's happening. Why is it that, why am I not making the money? Oh, you spoke death over your business and you didn't know it. You thought death about your business and you didn't know it. I didn't do that. Man, yeah, we did. We did it. We thought things and said things and then allowed things to be sold into our life, and then we turned to the wrong frequencies. Accounting. See, this is the stuff that, when I first got the vision. Like, where were you when you first got your vision? Like, ask yourself, where was I when I first got my vision, and am I still pushing towards it? Has hard times come and, got me unfocused? Have I allowed people to sow into my life that that literally has been affecting my mind frame, my mindset, and how I'm going to, you know, how I'm moving towards becoming more of myself. What's going on here? Accounting. So it's so interesting, and I'm just thankful today, right? I'm thankful because when you get a vision and you're moving towards the vision, and then you finish a piece of the vision, the next step is start over. The next step is do it again. The next step is it's kind of like you don't get to learn anything until you do something. Just like most people, like one day I'll be an overnight success. One day someone will say, "Wow, that happened fast," and I say, "Oh, it happened for about 20 years. it it would be overnight, and I can't wait. Like I can wait, but then I just get excited about people. Listen, I have a lot of friends, and some friends listen, some friends see it, and they like, man, you're doing your thing. Yeah, 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 great, great, great. At some point, they were like, oh my goodness, man, I should have been talking to you, finding out how you were going to. It's nothing like getting down the road and people watched you literally crawl down the road. No one picked you up or no one jumped on the road with you. That like for me, like that's like gonna happen tomorrow. Like that's how close it is, you know. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the crawling, right? Because if I didn't have to learn how to crawl, then that means I would have never fallen. And if I would have never fallen, then it just wouldn't be the same. So guys, when when you have that vision in your life, when you have that vision for where it is God's taking you, um, you got to figure out how to keep bringing it closer. And my admonishment or my lesson today from experience is get get a little bit closer every day. Get a little bit closer every week. Finish something and do it again. Finish something and do it again. So, yep. Next month we'll do our challenge again, December the 12th. If you didn't join the challenge this year, you want to make sure you joined. I'm saying if you didn't join the challenge this month, you want to make sure you join it next month, December 12th through what's that, the 16th. And we're going to teach you guys. We're going to teach people who have a purpose. Like you got a purpose, and so we're going to teach you how to connect yourself, your business to your purpose, and then we're going to teach you how to account for the things that will help you to become the business owner. It will also help you to communicate messages, manage what matters most, and then at the end of the day, look, you don't want to make some money mistakes early on. And we're going to teach you what money mistakes not to make and how you can solve for those things. So that's the challenge in a nutshell. And we're going to help you to learn the framework of good accounting. This is the framework that the God himself downloaded into me through a lot of mentors. If I didn't have any mentors, I would not have this structure. So I thank mentors, I thank coaches, I thank people who have gone before me and have done their own work, done their own, personal development and growth, because those people have, in essence, sowed their seeds of greatness into me. So guys, look, you got a vision, bring it closer by finishing and then doing it again, right? So that's the essence of today. Make sure you join the challenge next month, which is the goodaccountingchallenge.com. That's going to start again on December the 12th through the 16th. You want to make sure, because look, that's going to be the last one before the end of the year. You want to make sure you get into the good, right? Get into the good before the year ends. You don't want to have to start the year and then try and figure everything out. This challenge will give you an opportunity where you can get into the good column before 2023 starts. So guys, I thank you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. This is Jay Moore, your healthy accountant, helping you to account for your life. God bless. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.